Welcome back to the Reaction Zone, where I am your host, Russell, and I was in the bed, winding down, watching Cheers, and I came across this article about crime in California. I started to read it, and I got more and more pissed off every paragraph that I read. And the reason that I am getting pissed off is because it has taken forever, his entire administration, him being Gavin Newsom, to finally start doing something about it. As if that's going to erase all of the years of homelessness and ignoring it, and crime and ignoring it, and violence and ignoring it, and not addressing it, not doing anything about it, not that, no policies whatsoever. The only thing that this administration has done has been to make it more convenient for criminals to run rampant in the state of California, specifically Los Angeles. I'm a San Fernando Valley native, and if anybody knows the San Fernando Valley, the northernmost part of the San Fernando Valley is a street called Ventura Boulevard. From as far as the east, which is Studio City, all the way to the west, which is Calabasas, there is nothing but commerce and high value restaurants. Just a great place to go shopping. And this is the place where smash and grabs are damn near every week. Every week. Right over the hill from Ventura Boulevard, the northernmost part of, the southernmost part, I said it backwards, the southernmost part of the San Fernando Valley. Over the hill, then you have Beverly Hills, you have West Hollywood, you have Hollywood, you have Brentwood, you can keep going. But all up and down that hill, that strip, all up and down that strip, it's nothing but commerce. And guess what criminals do when they don't prosecute? They smash and grab. They smash and grab. And they have waited until it is running over to do something about it. And I'm sick and tired, man. I'm really pissed. This Gavin Newsom administration and every blue city that I've lived in is going to be the reason that I never, ever, ever, ever vote for a Democrat again. The Democratic Party has moved so far to the left that they care more about the people on the fringes. They care more about the criminals than they do the masses who are just trying to make it day to day. Let me just play a couple of videos from Gavin Newsom, man. I'm sick. I'm sick of this dude. I just want you guys to see what I'm talking about here. I got one on the retail crime bill. Quick 15 seconds.
Yeah, Alex and Christine, we have all seen those images right here on Fox 11 and on social media of retail theft rings. And companies have been clamoring for help, saying they feared for the safety of their employees and their customers and that they were hemorrhaging money. The governor says these laws will help combat the organized crime rings behind it. At a Bay Area Home Depot, when flanked by lawmakers and retail industry leaders, Governor Newsom signs 10 bills he calls an unprecedented effort to combat retail property and auto thefts. Attorney General Rob Bonta says it's proof Sacramento is listening.
I think that this is garbage, man. This is collective message is clear. These people are absolutely out of their mind. I have to go to the penalties, right? In California, in the 80s, in the 90s, where gang violence was running rampant, what they did to curb or stem the violence were to put on top of your regular term, prison term, enhancements. 5 years for this, extra 10 years for that. So they're calling these enhancements for smash and grabs, so that you think that it's going to deter people. Okay, here we go. Let me find it. So basically, they are going to add 1 year of jail time for a $50,000 crime. Minimum $50,000 to get 1 extra year in jail. Guess what the next number is? $200,000 for you to get 2 years. Are you out of your damn mind? Are you out of your mind? This doesn't make any sense whatsoever. And this is Gavin Newsom's logic. Assembly Bill 1960 serves as a deterrent against smash and grabs and retail crime. It sends a clear message that such illicit and dangerous activities will not be tolerated, thereby helping to protect businesses, consumers, and communities from the adverse effects of criminal behavior. My God, my God, my God. This doesn't make any sense whatsoever. It doesn't make any sense because you think that 1 year in jail extra is going to deter somebody from doing what they already do anyway? You think I need them gone for 10 years? 10 years. I said that. 10 years. Enough is enough. The Democratic Party cares more about the criminals and appealing to their civil rights than they do the victims. Let me say that again. The Democratic Party appeals more to perpetrators of crime, trying to appeal to their civil rights. Hello, ACLU. Than the victims. This doesn't make any sense. 1 year extra? No, I need 10 years. 10 years. I don't need to see you on the streets anymore. You smash and grab, dude, you're gone. We're putting you in the jail. We're sending you to the Twin Towers downtown LA, and then we're going to ship you off up north to San Quentin. I don't give a damn. Get off of my street. All right. Whew, sorry about that. I'm tripping right now. Okay, so next, Gavin Newsom. This is risk within the last month. Everybody knows that California has the highest level of homelessness. It doesn't make any sense. I mean, all through the San Fernando Valley, all through Los Angeles proper, all through the LA Basin, all through South LA, all the way in South Bay, all the way to Long Beach. Just nothing but homelessness and dirtiness and filth. If you're not from California, there's a place downtown. It's called, and it just escaped me, Skid Row. This is the dirtiest, nastiest, filthiest place that you've ever been in. You have not been to a third world country where you will not see something that horrible. This is basically like what you would see in Gaza, where they got these people lined up in homeless encampments, but they're refugee encampments. But this is the same thing. This is the same thing, and they have allowed it to happen. They created this. They created this. Do you hear me, Democrats? You guys created this. I've voted blue my entire adulthood. I will never do that again. I will never do that again. Until you guys move back towards the center. If you can't move towards the center, I'm on the right. I'm sorry. Here's this video on this fake effort to cure homeless.
So breaking news here, the New York Times is reporting that Governor Gavin Newsom will issue a directive to local leaders throughout the state to start dismantling homeless encampments. This is expected to happen tomorrow. The move is expected to affect tens of thousands of people across California. Data shows our state has about 180,000 people experiencing homelessness, most in the nation. The governor's order.
180,000 homeless people in the state of California. 180,000 homeless people in the state of California. Got it. This next video is why I think that the action that he's taking right now is strictly political in nature. This is when we first got locked down in COVID in 18, and we couldn't go to the grocery store with more than 20 people inside of the grocery store. They shut every restaurant down in San Fernando Valley, in Los Angeles, California. They shut every restaurant down, and if you weren't essential, you were out of a job. But look at what our Governor Newsom got caught doing.
I apologize.
California Governor Gavin Newsom apologized on Monday for flouting his own coronavirus guidelines. Newsom had dined at a restaurant in Napa Valley earlier this month with members of several other households. Photos carried by local media showed that none of the attendees were wearing masks or social distancing, contrary to the governor's own guidance. That set off controversy given that California has reimposed some of the strictest social distancing restrictions in the nation, including a mask mandate, mandatory curfew, and no indoor service at bars and restaurants.
Did you hear that? They shut Los Angeles down. They shut San Francisco down. They shut the entire Bay Area down. Oaktown, they shut down. And this dude who levied the mandates to the people gets caught doing the exact opposite of what his mandates suggested. I'm about to go crazy, man. I know you probably would say you need to leave California. I'm not leaving California because I love California, but this is a mess. This is a mess. The Democrats, the party in blue, cares more about the criminal. They care more about people on the fringes. They care more about someone's right, transgender right, to go into the opposite gender's bathroom just because they say that they're the opposite gender. I don't understand it, man. I do not understand it. Actually, I do understand it because this is illogical. This is illogical, and you can't try to reason with illogical people. And so it's time for a change, people. It's time for a change. I'm not saying that I'm voting for Trump. I don't know who I'm voting for at this point in time. I do not dislike Kamala Harris, but I hate the Democratic Party so much that I would spend my entire life advocating against that which they would spend their entire life advocating for. It doesn't make any sense. So you're going to have my granddaughter go into a locker room, when she's of age at least, and change clothes in front of a male who woke up one day and decided he's a female. Are you crazy? Are you out of your damn mind? This doesn't make any... Does this even sound like logic? It does not. So you got my granddaughter, lives in Chicago. Son lives in Chicago. She can't even walk down the street. Can't even walk down the street. And let me take that back. They live in a somewhat suburban environment, so their neighborhood is safe. But I'm telling you, it doesn't matter what neighborhood you're in, no matter what it looks like, it is not safe. And it's not safe because the people, the majority of the people, it's safe because there's one or two people in that neighborhood who terrorize it. And the police don't do anything about it. They'll arrest them and then they'll be out. And then they'll go back to terrorizing it. Then they'll arrest them and then they'll be out. And then they go back to terrorizing. It just doesn't make sense. And this is all because we want to give some sort of compassion to black and brown and disenfranchised communities, because clearly the prison industrial complex don't work. Let me tell you something. I don't give a rat's ass. If your ass is out there terrorizing the neighborhood, they could throw you under the jail and collapse the jail on top of you. And I wouldn't care. As long as my granddaughter could walk down the street, I would not care. For all of those business owners where you've had your business broken into time and time and time again, and the same people go to jail, get out and rob you again, those people, put them under the jail. I don't give a damn. There's no compassion. The compassion should go towards the victim, not the criminal. I don't know. I'm tired. I'm tired of this. And people always ask me, I can't believe that you're moving that far to the right. Well, it's not that I've moved that far to the right. It's that the left has moved so far left that the middle that I was at is now on the right. Think about this. Black Lives Matter. Now, for all full disclosure, I was out there marching for George Floyd. Absolutely was. Breonna Taylor. Absolutely was. But I wasn't out there for Black Lives Matter. Because Black Lives Matter does not matter to Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter should change their name to Black Lives Matter only when police are the perpetrators of the loss of black life. Other than that, they don't care. They do not care. And guess what? The black community doesn't care either. I wonder how many people died in Chicago, New York, Detroit, Philadelphia. I wonder how many died this weekend. Black and brown people. I wonder how many died. I wonder how many community advocates, social justice warriors were out there marching for or even saying something nice about the victim. They're not in the business of doing that. They are in the business of taking care of the victim. Taking care of the criminal and advocating only when the perpetrator is the police. And that doesn't make any does that make any sense at all? And then I don't know if you all have heard this. I'm sorry. And Black Lives Matter. I'm sorry. I wish you all never showed up on the scene. So Black Lives Matter started, and they were started by, and I don't care about the LGBTQ, but they were started by some lesbians who clearly had an ulterior motive. And that's where my issue comes in, is that they had an ulterior motive. So I got on their website when they first came out. And let me find my notes here. You'll want to hear this. Okay, hold on. Why am I tripping? When they first came out, they were appealing to black lives. But behind the scenes, they had their own agenda. And their agenda, I'm going to read it to you. Hold on. Black Lives Matter mission statement. I saved it because it is absolutely trying to destroy the fabric of America. The nuclear family. Let me read you this mess, man. This is ridiculous. I'm trying not to read the whole thing, but I got to read the whole thing. Black Lives Matter mission statement. It started by, this was erased in like 3 or 4 months. And if any of you wants a copy of this, I'll send it to you. Black Lives Matter mission statement said, we are guided by the fact that all black lives matter, regardless of actual or perceived sexual identity, gender expression, economic status, ability, disability, religious beliefs or disbeliefs, immigration status or location. Well then, why couldn't you just say we are guided by the fact that all black lives matter? That includes everybody. But then you had to throw in sexual identity, gender identity. I just can't, man. We make spaces for transgender brothers and sisters to participate and lead. The transgender agenda has become the Democratic Party's agenda. And I am not anti anybody. Do what the heck you want to do, but do not impose your will upon me or my sphere of influence. Let me keep going. We are a self-reflexive and do the work required to dismantle cisgender privilege. They just be making words up. Have you ever heard of cisgender to the last 3 or 4? God. Cisgender privilege and uplift black trans folks, especially black trans women who continue to be disproportionately impacted by trans antagonistic violence. We build a space that affirms black women and is free from sexism, misogyny, and environments in which men are centered. Let me say that again. We build a space that affirms black women and is free from sexism, misogyny, and environments in which men are centered. Are you kidding me? Are you out of your damn mind? Do you just want to be a community of all women? If that's what you want to do, take your ass out into the desert somewhere, take you some lumber, build you some houses, build you a gate around yourself, and enjoy yourself. But don't try to dismantle what has made this country great, which is the nuclear family, husband, wife, children, under one roof with the father there and the complete circle of the family. People are crazy. All right. Let me keep going. We practice, and I know I'm going long, I'm sorry. We practice empathy. We engage comrades with the intent to learn about and connect with their contexts. Comrades? Sounds like some Marxism to me. Let me shut my mouth. We make our spaces family friendly and enable parents to fully participate with their children. We listen to this shit. Sorry. Listen to this. We dismantle the patriarchal practice that requires mothers to work double shifts so that they can mother in private, even as they participate in public justice work. Okay, that's not too bad. This is horrible. We disrupt the Western prescribed nuclear family structure requirement by supporting each other as extended families and villages that collectively care for one another, especially our children, to the degree that mothers, parents, and children are comfortable. We foster a queer affirming network. We foster a queer affirming network. When we gather, we do so with the intention of freeing ourselves from the tight grip of heteronormative thinking, or rather, the belief that all in the world are heterosexual, unless she or he or they disclose otherwise. Did you just hear that crap? That venom they just spewed all over my note in my iPhone? Did you hear that? It just doesn't make sense. Why do I have to call you they or them when you're clearly a he or she, but you just identify as a they or them? And I gotta call? Hell no, I ain't gotta call you there. I ain't doing that. I just won't call you at all if it's gonna disrespect you. I'm not gonna do it. But enough is enough, people. Enough is enough. It's time to start thinking logically. This has gone too far. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. And this is not hate. This is care for the masses. This is care for the majority of us who just want to get up, go to work, take care of our family, go on vacation, retirement, and do it all in our own home or our own small community, and then go about our day. We don't need to go and impose our will on the next person, and we don't need anybody imposing their will upon us. We are the people. We are the majority. And when I say we, I mean we the black, we the white, we the yellow, we the brown. Majority who have since have had enough. And Kamala Harris, if you do, let me say that differently, respect Vice President Kamala Harris, if you don't get elected, it won't be because of you. It will be because of the parties. It will be because of the Democratic Party's politics. They're going to vote you in power only because of abortion, because of women's rights. I ain't saying it's not important. I'm just saying, for me, that's not a wedge issue. For me, my granddaughter being able to walk down the street is a wedge issue. For me, my granddaughter being able to go to the bathroom without a male, biological male, coming in there is a wedge issue. You having sex irresponsibly and then deciding you're going to exit stage left because it's too much responsibility, because of that, it's not a wedge issue for me. However, if obviously there's exceptions to the rule, obviously if you're dealing with if the life of the mother is at risk, then obviously in cases of rape and incest, okay. But other than that, abortion is not a wedge issue for me. It's not a consideration of why I would vote for a Democrat. Anyway, I'm done. Like, subscribe, share. Like, subscribe, share. Like, subscribe, share. I'm trying to grow my channel. Help your brother do that. Talk to you soon.